Thank you for tuning in to another special edition of the Vulcan Report. This report is just a warning report, just a quick video. I just want to point something out to you guys. Remember, at the end of the day, the people get the president that they deserve. So the people voted for Donald Trump, and now they've got Donald Trump. The Christian right was one of his main supporters, as a matter of fact, even though when he was questioned by that establishment, he failed to pass the litmus test of being a born again Christian like he claimed to be. He refused to say that he was a sinner saved by grace or that he had ever repented to God for his sins, blah, blah, blah. So he's not what the people want him to be or what he would appear to be as far as that is concerned. That's number one. Number two, those same people believe that he is not part of the establishment because they're ignorant of the way the establishment works. Let me show you something here. We're going back to the year 2000 on an episode of The Simpsons, and then here we are in 2015 showing Trump in the same position doing everything else. Excuse me, that was symbolic. I'm sure that he saw this episode of The Simpsons, and so they played it out. Here's Duality world, where here's this part playing out in this reality. All right. Now you may say, "Oh, that's just a coincidence." There are no coincidences, especially in politics. Every move is coordinated and calculated. Let's move on. All right. Here we go. Here's Hillary. Here's Lisa Simpson. Same pearls around the neck and the same purple blazer, the whole nine. They were already telling you that she was going to run, and she ran. She lost, but she ran. Here's another situation on The Simpsons again. This is 2008. Barack Obama, John McCain, Democrat, Republican, and then here on this side in 2012, you saw the same thing happening. All right? Years apart. Let's keep it moving. All right. Here's some more symbolism taken from the Simpsons show, showing you 9/11, showing you all types of other Illuminati type symbolisms and things of that nature. So take from this what you will. Just understand that a lot of this programming is being done just to elaborately pull the wool over most people's eyes. All right, everyone's so desperate for hope and change that they don't look past what's being presented them, and they think that they're safe because they've chosen the quote-unquote lesser of two evils. You can never win voting for evil of any type. There's no such thing. That is a foolish saying that makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. Who says you ever had to vote for evil in the first place? So because the people wanted this is what the people got. But understand what you're going to get as a result of this. Donald Trump is hardcore. Donald Trump represents the corporatocracy, the merger of corporation and government. Donald Trump is the essence of corporate. He is a corporate giant. All right? He is a major player in the real estate game, in the business world. He had his own TV show. Remember, you're fired. Okay? So if you are afraid of the Democrat positions because they're more socialist, you should be more afraid of the individual running under the Republican arm, which represents big business. Understand that he's hardcore. He's not going to care. He's not a humanitarian. Yes, he employs over 30,000 people. Okay, fine. But he's not some big, super government type person. He's about money, all right, and corporate profits. He represents the greed part, all right, of the elite. You need to understand that. So he's not going to do anything to help the little guy. He's only going to do stuff to help his bottom line. Remember, at the end of the day, he still needs to make a profit too. He's a billionaire. He's concerned about protecting his wealth and his profits. All right, and he's going to make it harder on the little guy. You need to understand that. So you can pretty much kiss your entitlements goodbye, because he is very anti-entitlement. He wants to take all that away. But it only works if you have good paying jobs and benefits to replace the entitlements. And for those that cannot work, because we're talking about the retirees on living on Social Security and the disabled, he's going to have to make provisions for them. He's going to have to do something with the Medicare. He's not going to be able to really touch that. We'll see how he moves. Only time will tell, but time will reveal who he really is. And I just hope, for the American people's sake, that the person you voted for is really who you think he is. I'm hoping that he will, even if he can't bring about any change whatsoever, you would hope and pray that he at least does try to bring about the hope and change. Even if he fails and not able to do it because he's only one man going against the establishment, you want to hope and pray, though, that he is not part of the establishment. For your sakes, I'm saying all signs are pointing that he is. All right? I'm just saying. Time will tell, but right now, you need to go by what you do know. And he is a corporate man. You don't become a billionaire by accident. All right? You got to step on a few necks and toes and fingers on the way up that ladder. All right? You need to understand that. And some of the most gangsterous people I've ever met in my entire life, I met when I had my mortgage company and dealing with in that real estate game. I met more gangsters in the real estate game than I ever did in Wall Street. And those are just facts. I'm just putting that out there for you. All right? So let's just hope and pray that Mr. Trump is a better man than we thought and think, and that he will bring about hope and change. But I have to tell you, I have almost zero hope for change. As a matter of fact, I see him doing more damage than you would like to believe. And I think he's the hardcore. I think he is the opposite of what Obama was. All right? Obama was totally establishment. But Donald Trump is hardcore. Like, he don't care. He don't give a darn. You see what I'm saying? He'll watch you fall off a bridge and be like, oh, well, time for me to go get a sandwich. So I hope people are prepared for that part of him. He is gangster. You need to understand that. All right? So that's it. Don't want to belabor the point, beat a dead horse, but this is what it is. I just have to point this stuff out, okay? So we see now duality world. We see, the cartoon now coming to reality. All right? They warned you and told you that he was coming, and now he's here. You better hope that he is not Antichrist. I don't mean the Antichrist of the book of Revelation. I mean Antichrist, meaning totally against everything that God stands for. All right? Because you, quote unquote, Christians voted for this man. You'd have been better off voting for Gary Johnson, but you didn't. So here's what you got. All right? Just remember the warning in the Old Testament when God had to encourage the prophet Samuel. So Yah said to him, the people have not rejected you, but they have rejected me. Because they said, we want a king, we want to be like other nations. We don't want Yah ruling over us. We don't want to be a theocracy. And God warned them and told them what they were going to get. They were going to get exactly what they deserve. He said, fine, you're going to have your king, but this is what your king is going to do to you. And they didn't care. They did not care until the king came and oppressed them and took their wives for his wives and their children for his slaves. That's all I got.